And welcome back to another new episode of the White Sox March to October. And here at the start of today's episode, we're about a quarter of the way through the season. And I haven't really kept up much with how the league's doing, how our players are doing, so I want to take some time here at the beginning of today's episode to do that. So first of all, we have the division lead right now. We finally took control of that. We're a game and a half up on Cleveland. Over in the East, we've got the Jays are actually leading the division. Wow, and they're still the 7th ranked team after trading Vlad away to me. I still don't understand that move if they're trying to still compete. And then over in the West, so far it's the Rangers establishing themselves out front, and man, their hitting is insane. 262 runs scored so far this year with a 289 team average and 514 slugging. Actually, this whole division is kind of scoring runs at a crazy high rate. They're 1 run away from all 5 teams having 200 runs scored on the season, and both the other divisions only have 1 team each. We aren't even close. Now over to the National League, it's the Braves in control of the East, number 1 ranked team, scoring a lot of runs themselves, 261 with an even higher average in team slugging. NL Central, it's a bit of a close race between the top 3. Brewers and Cubs though at the bottom, that's a bit of a shift. And then over the NL West, it's the D-backs over the Dodgers right now, and that's turned into a bit of a 3-team race here to start. And as far as how our team is playing, I mean, you can see right here, we have a lot of fire symbols next to our guys' names, so they're playing pretty well as of late. Benintendi's doing it again on the leadoff spot, batting over 300. Eloy's got a solid start to the year, although his power isn't really showing up that much here early on. You got Vlad putting up maybe potential MVP numbers, 12 bombs, 325 average. Luis Robert not too far behind him with double-digit homers. Fletcher's got the hot symbol next to him. He's almost up to a 300 average. Garver's struggling a little bit to start the year. Regression's hitting him. He's not off to the greatest start here. You got Vaughn, pretty solid. Montgomery's actually been playing really well ever since I failed his player lot game, which would have made him play even better than this, but he's batting almost 300, 350 on base, hitting for a little bit of power. And then Duran at the bottom of the order against righties. He's actually the only one cold right now. He's not off to the greatest start himself. Our bench guys, Moncada is not playing well at all, so maybe that's a good thing that he's on our bench for the most part this year. A 160 average and 50 at bats. Garrett Hampson, the new signing, is doing really good in 66 at bats. He's got a 303 average, even a couple homers from him. I mean, that's perfect. He's the super utility guy, plug and play anywhere, and he seems to be playing pretty well. Stassi, backup catcher, not the best numbers, just surface level here. And then finally, the guy we can't get rid of, Estevan Florial. I mean, he's actually batting 250, 327 on base. That's not horrible for a backup. Taking a look at our pitching, kind of the same thing. A lot of hot symbols, except for Jake Eater. He's finally struggling. 5.77 ERA through his first 9 starts. And this is kind of what I worried about. This is what I thought might happen from the start with him, with that 3-pitch mix. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Cease was putting up some good numbers though. The strikeout numbers for him, I mean, 77 punch outs and 62 2/3. That kind of defies what you normally see in March to October. Montgomery, our new arm, great start to the year, 2.30 ERA. Same thing with Kyle Hendricks, 2.16 ERA. And then Kopech, he's got the hot streak symbol next to him, so his numbers must be coming down, but still up over a 4.30 ERA. But I don't know, based on last season, this just might be what we get out of him. Taking a glance at our bullpen, Tukey's doing it again. 23 innings so far over 8 games. He's got his ERA under 2, and he's progressing really fast again. He's already gone up 2 overall. I mean, before we know it, he might be a 70 plus overall and could be a viable option if Jake Eater continues to struggle. Now, who won't be a viable option is the pitching version of the guy that we can't seem to get rid of, and that's Davy Garcia. Same deal as Florial. Minor league options used up, so the game won't let me send him down. He's stuck in the big leagues at a 61 overall, and he's not having a good time. I mean, I could have told you that. It wouldn't take a lot of brain power to tell you that, and there's just not really anything we can do about it. I don't know. I might try something here that might be able to do something about that. I'm going to move Miguel Castro into the second setup role and then move Davy Garcia out of the long relief role, just because it seems like the game, for whatever reason, uses long relievers way more than they use our normal relievers. I mean, look at the innings pitched. 25 for Garcia, 23 for Tukey, and then the rest of our bullpen, you got 12 from Scott, 7 from Brebbia, 8 from Holmes. Loaizaга's only had 6 6. Castro is only at 2, and then Crochet is the closer at 12. So they're literally getting like double the innings of anybody else right now. So hopefully if I move Garcia here, maybe that'll put him on the same like usage level as the rest of these guys, and then the game would default to the higher overall options. That's at least what I'm hoping. I don't know. There's just so much thought that goes into so many aspects within March to October, just trying to like outsmart the CPU and what the CPU may do. But now that we have a sense of what's going on, let's hop into our first game today. We've got a 1-0 lead over the Mariners to hang on to for a long time in this one. Actually, we're starting in the bottom of the 6th, so we have 3 full innings plus a jam to work out of. So let's see what we got here. It's Jordan Montgomery is going to be on the mound to get things started, facing Julio. That's a tough matchup. Montgomery's got a lot of energy left though, so I probably want to leave him in. And yeah, I am going to try and leave him in, but we're going to pitch this pretty well. I was going to say pretty carefully, and then I missed my spot. And the rollover, maybe I should have just stepped on third. Vlad, get it there. Oh, they actually called him safe. If I would have taken a second to think instead of instinctively throwing it to first, I should have stepped on third. It's just at that point, if I would have tried to cancel the throw, you just know there would have been all sorts of stuff that would have happened and we wouldn't have got the out anyway. Come on, Vlad, you get another try. Again, I probably should have just stepped on third. I didn't learn my lesson, but we got him that time. That was an easier play. And we keep him off the board, which is all that matters. Now let's see if Vlad can, well, I guess he doesn't really have anything to make up for, but let's see what he can do at the plate. He's 2 for 2 already on the day with a double and a single. Oh my. Oh, and then I get on top of the hanging curve. There should have been some fireworks in that at bat. Oh, and I got my fastball on a 3-1 count. I was just on top of it because it was slightly low in the zone. I mean, I don't know. A lot of times I'm just slamming my PCI too far down, so I guess in a way that's progress on hitting that pitch better. And that is probably just going to be a lazy pop fly. Yep. So nothing going. 1, 2, 3 inning in the 7th. No insurance added. And I'm going to stick with Montgomery. I mean, he still has a lot of energy left, so we're going to try and give him the 7th here. Yeah, no, that's just a good time. Nothing wrong with that swing. 65 off the bat. He smoked it. That was a perfect, actually. Oh my god, and now another weak hit is going to get up through the middle. All right, I'm done with Montgomery after that, but that's not his fault. Actually, I think I stick with Montgomery for one more because it's a lefty up, and the next 2 after this lefty hit righties worse, so it would make more sense. Make more sense to face this dude with the lefty and then bring in Clay Holmes. Okay, and we might have avoided the bunt. And there we go. We punched him out. 2 foul bunts and a punch out. That was actually huge because that keeps the double play intact, the inning-ending double play intact. It also means a fly ball doesn't tie the game. Oh my god, and a 3-pitch punch out on the slurve. We don't need the double play. And another 3 pitches to sit him down. Clay Holmes is just so easy to pitch with. Ooh, and it's the Gregory Santos revenge game here. I did not. No, I didn't. Very close to getting a lot of that. That would have been kind of electric if Max Stassi did something. And I'm just beating that one into the ground. That's a couple good timing swings so far this inning with just the PCI not where it needs to be. So often that's my problem. My timing is usually pretty solid. I can't always find the right spot to land my left thumb. And okay, that one, my timing wasn't there. There was a lot wrong with that swing. We got one more inning to try and add something on, or else we're going to have to hold on to a 1-run lead. All right, well, the plan for this inning is face Sam Haggerty with Clay Holmes and then go to the lefty. Ooh, another failed bunt attempt. He popped it up. Might have been the only way he could have done anything against Holmes. I don't blame him. All right, now we play the matchups. Tanner Scott coming in. There we go. Roll over to Vaughn. Quick first out. And another quick ground ball, and Scott snags it himself. I think that's 4 pitches for him. 6 pitches total to get all 3 outs in the inning. And let's see if we can add on this time. Last chance to try and add on if we don't want to make this one tough on Crochet. Dude, am I getting bailed out on back-to-back check swings? Not only getting called the check swing, but also getting called a ball. And I drew the walk after that. What a plate appearance. Lucky. We got to turn that into something. Come on, Hampson. It is actually tempting here to drop one down. Should I drop one down? Hampson does have really good bunting. You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and drop one down. I'm going to try and get him on too, though. Not just a straight sack bunt. Push that one the other way. That's a perfect bunt. He doesn't beat it out, but at least we move him up to second. Okay. Man, I'm actually kind of surprised. That is about as perfect of a bunt as it could have been for what I was trying to do, and he still didn't beat it out. Maybe it was bunted a little too hard. Maybe there was a problem with it. Eloy? I mean, he was just off on contact, so yeah, that's dropping in, and there we go. I mean, that same swing, we're probably scoring from first with Durant anyway, but at least now it wasn't even a question. Eloy with the RBI double. We finally get some insurance. Ooh, and that's, yep. If you're not sitting on that and only that, you're never going to catch up to it. Oh, the perfect swing from Robert. I'm going to try and score. He was playing deep. And yep, we're in there with 41 speed. He was playing too deep, even with how hard Luis Robert hit that. 116 off the bat. That's a big run too. That third run added on makes it even more safe. I just don't really understand why they've left Gregory Santos in even this far. I would have thought even after the Eloy double they would have taken him out, but now he's still out there. Oh, that's a take. May or may not have just been fooled by that and got lucky it ended up out of the zone. Oh, and it hit him. You couldn't just throw it out of the zone. You had to give him some pain to put him on. And there we go. There's the new arm. And Stassi on the ground. All right, we're not going to be able to add on even more. So the 3-run lead's going to have to do. So you know what we got to do. It's Garrett Crochet time. 10 for 11 on saves this year, even with that ERA up a little higher than we'd want it. There we go. Caught him looking up and in. Great spot there for the Heat. And jammed him, grounder to first. That's going to be our second out. You know, it didn't even really occur to me in the past, but I'm pretty sure Vaughn has over 60 fielding, but he doesn't have the bronze badge under his name. Why is his fielding down to 54? Hang on a second. I don't know. I'll check on that after the game, because I could have sworn his fielding was at a 60. Maybe, okay, that's going to be our last out of the game. Maybe it just has something to do with, maybe he's just played a bunch of games in a row and he's a little tired. So the next game that we wouldn't be seeing would be his off day. And maybe the fielding rating hit is just a consequence of being tired. Either way, nice win. We get the extra fireball for the shutout. That's 3 more to add on, and we should be able to hang on to this division lead, maybe even extend it further. Yeah, we did already have a nice momentum fireball to start that one, so this is going to get us some wins here. We can feel pretty safe. And of course, then we lose our next game right away, but we win the series. We lost. Okay. You see, that's the kind of thing that I feel like shouldn't be happening. We have a decent amount of momentum, and then we go in and we lose 2 out of our 3 simmed games. It's stopping the sim, though, for another chance at another hitter player lock, this time with Luis Robert. And yeah, I mean, of course, Cleveland picks up a game on us after we lose 2 games for absolutely no reason. And I was right. Vaughn does have 60 fielding. He's a primary first baseman. So the only thing I can think of, actually, I guess there's 2 things that maybe it could be. One is, like I said, maybe just his energy on the back end on a screen we can't see in March to October was just a little low, and that's the hit that you take from it. Or again, on a screen we can't see, maybe the coaches that have automatically been hired to the team and those positive and negative attribute boosts that, again, you can only see in franchise, but maybe it applies in March to October also, and maybe that's what took his fielding down. I don't know. I feel like it can't be that, because otherwise I would have noticed that with other players too. All right, but let's get into this Luis Robert Jr. player lock, and hopefully this one goes well, because a lot of times I start episodes with player locks, so I'm not fully warmed up yet. I know it went well in the last episode, but this time, you know, I've got some swings under my belt today, couple swings with Robert even himself, so hopefully that means this one can go well, and if we can get him a nice boost for the rest of the season, that'd go a long way. All right, first AB, we're already down 1. It's Brady Singer on the mound, who I feel like isn't the easiest to hit. My God, he gave me nothing but breaking pitches that at bat, and he left one hanging. That's big. That's an extra base hit right out of the gates. I don't know if Vlad should be going home on this, though. Come on, Vlad. Oh, he's in. All right, there we go. Big swing to tie it up. I maybe should have tried to take third. Actually, that would have been a lot smarter. Or maybe not, because it worked out anyway. I was going to say maybe I should have gone to third, drawn a throw, and that would have at least guaranteed he scored. But he scored anyway, and now we get to stay on second to hopefully be driven in. And look at Fletcher. His average is up to 321. And that's hit. Oh, I thought it was hit a lot weaker. Thought it might have had blooper potential, but no. All right, next AB. We have the lead now. Runner on second, though, doesn't help because that activates the clutch rating. I guess versus is contact versus righties. The clutch isn't that much lower, so it's not that big of a difference. Oh, and that's a perfect. Okay, we might have driven in Vlad for a second time already in the third inning. Look at that. 2 hits, 2 runs driven in. I feel like that already locks up at least a 1+ boost, maybe even 2. All right, Singer's still out there, still a 3-1 lead. Let's see how much more damage we can do. And I mean, is this really all it took? Was to not start the episode with the player lock? That's a second perfect, a third hit, a second double. I mean, on one hand, he's also kind of just like giving me a lot of mistake pitches right over the middle of the plate. All right, they couldn't drive me in though. It's still a 3-1 lead. We got a new arm out there. And is that Vlad on base again for me? Oh no. That was an 11 pitch at bat and a 3-2 count, and he gave me that pitch. My eyes absolutely lit up, and it just didn't end up where I thought it was going to. The perfect day's over. Oh, and that was our last at bat. We win the game 4-2. That means Jake Eater had to have had a good outing, which is good to see. 3-hit game. It says 3+. It has lied to me in the past and said it gives me a 3+, and then we load back in and it's only 2. And the fact that it's just, I don't know. I feel like productive isn't as good of a word as we're looking for a 3+ game. So we'll see if it's telling the truth. Either way, though, it was a really good game. And I guess that's just all it takes is to play the player locks, not at the end of the episode, which kind of sucks. I kind of like starting episodes with a player lock. I feel like it's an exciting way to start. But if all I need to do is play him at the end and I play better, I feel like that's more valuable. Ooh, all right, and our guy here, Nieves, that big chunk of scouting we just did makes him seem a little worse than I was hoping. The upper end of his potential went down to an 84. I think it was up to an 89 before. So now the best he can possibly be is an 84. That makes him a lot less valuable. Maybe still worth keeping an eye on when we get down to the maybe 120-ish pick range, like he's ranked overall. But if he stayed looking as good as he did at first, this would have been a guy I would have reached for. This dude, though, actually is not that bad. Speed is going to be at least an 88. His contact looks decent enough. All right, and we've been scouting outfielders, but we haven't made our way over to right field yet. So I'm scouting right fielders from the East region, and then I'm focusing in and scouting this Alex Matsui here. We've got 2 picks before that 45 pick mark, so I want to see if this dude hits on the higher end of those ratings, and then he'd be really good. All right, now we continue on. Why did we have to lose another game to KC there, man? At least we sweep Miami. And now we have, look at this. All right. I'm so glad that this actually did happen. This was the one silver lining that I actually pointed out when Jared Schuster started the year not on the big league squad. As I said, that should make him eligible again for another call-up. That would give him another attribute increase, and here that is. So 76 overall, B potential. We can bump that up. We can make him an 80+ overall. Only question is, who do I send down for him? Because again, still can't send down Davy Garcia for the same reasons that it's always been. But I think this one's pretty easy. John Brebbia didn't really plan for him to be on the team anyway. This would have been the exact swap I probably would have made, was to have Schuster start on the opening day roster and Brebbia not. So now we can rectify that. We can make it right. We can get John Brebbia down off the team, bring up Jared Schuster. The plan will be to have him in the bullpen, but for his first game, for his attribute increase, he should be getting a start. So let's go ahead. Let's make this final call up Schuster, send down Brebbia, and there he is. He's back. But this player lock, this will be how we start next episode. Pitching player locks are different. I feel more comfortable starting an episode with that. So I don't know, man. I was going to say that was a good episode because I played really well, picked up 2 wins. A lot of momentum on my own, but in total, we actually lost a half game to to Cleveland. So I guess they just might be a problem for us this year. But as always, guys, make sure if you enjoyed today's episode, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet and you're enjoying this series, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. But thanks for watching again today, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time.